Hello guys, it's Jared here, and of course, as it's the Christmas season, I'm dressed up for it, and if you want to read what's on there, uh, I decided I'll review a Christmas movie, and I I'll review one of the most batshit insane Christmas movies there is, Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, this movie's on Disney Plus, and that's how I watched it this year. I've seen it before, of course. Uh, but Yeah, so it's directed by Brian Levant, who also directed Problem Child 2, another classic in my opinion. And he also did, I know, like the Flintstones movies, like he did the first one, the live action one with, John Goodman and Rick Moranis, and then he did like the prequel one, the Viva Rock Vegas, the one with like Stephen Baldwin. Uh, but yeah, this movie is basically about like you have Arnold Schwarzenegger as Howard, who's like this dad uh, who works all the time and doesn't have enough time for his kid, and basically to to make up for his kid because he missed like his kid's karate lesson, he has to buy. Where he wants to, spend time, and he talks to him, and he says he wants that, a doll called like the Turbo Man, which is from like a TV show within the movie, and basically it's like a really difficult toy to get, and it's all about the insanity of trying to get the toy, and you have Sinbad playing this other guy who basically competing. They're both trying to get the Turbo Man toy, and it's, Sinbad was also in Good Burger, another film I love. And it's just so insane and just hilarious. I mean, uh, what's kind of funny is like it's almost like kind of maybe, I mean, it's a comedy movie, so I mean it does its job of making you laugh, but maybe sometimes it's kind of ironic enjoyment, because sometimes it's not funny in the way it was intended to be funny, but it still does its job, making me laugh. And I think what's funny about it is how it's so insane and just not based in the real world at all. Like, the scene where they like find out that there's no Turbo Men left in the shop, and like basically they ask the people working there, like, do you have any Turbo Men? And they all like laugh at them, and they're like, didn't you know there's they're all sold out. It's like, why would you why would you react that way to somebody just asking if there are any left? Like in real life, like if that happened, they just nicely tell you that they've got none left. They wouldn't like make fun of you for it, and loads of insane stuff like the Santa fight, and like at the end of the movie when like they basically dress up as the characters in from the TV show, and they're in like the parade, and it's like with the stuff going on there, and like the kid climbing up there, it's like how do how come the audience all think it's part of the show? Because the audience just think it's part of the show, but it's not. But like, like there's a kid climbing up like a billboard thing, or like, and they think that's just part of the show, And like Arnold, as Howard, he dresses up as the Turbo Man in the parade, and like they have like they have like a he has a real like jetpack, and seeing him flying around with the jetpack is pretty funny. Maybe not in the way it was intended to be funny, but because the CGI hasn't aged that well, and it's pretty ridiculous him flying around in that. And it's like, why would you use a real jetpack in a street parade? And apparently, like, because they think that Howard is like the replacement actor, and you find out like apparently the actor who was originally supposed to do that, like, he was in an accident because of the jetpack, and it's like, if the previous actor already was in an accident, why would you continue using the jetpack? Like, it's just so ridiculous, and like the just hilarious, like the extremes they go to just try and get a toy. Like when they try and go to like a radio station to get it, and like you have Sinbad goes there with a bomb, and yeah, yeah, just hilarious. And yeah, there's a policeman who Howard keeps accidentally, bothering, and you have like the neighbor who's played by Phil Hartman. He's basically like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, basically, which is funny because Phil Hartman did a few voices on The Simpsons. He did like Troy McClure, um, and yeah, but his character is basically like the Ned Flanders of the movie, who's like the better uh, neighbor, the neighbor who's better than them, and Howard's always annoyed at him, and he's a very kind of creepy neighbor for how he like tries to get with Howard's wife and stuff like that. And as for him being a better dad, he's a better like dad and husband, yeah, and or it seems at least, and like he gets like a reindeer just for like the Christmas, like yeah, it's strange. But a bit that's funny later is like when Howard punches the reindeer in the face, and it's just hilarious because Arnold just plays it as if like he's punching a predator. Basically, I mean, it's just hilarious how seriously he takes it when he punches him in the face. And I love the fight scene with all the Santas, where basically like, Howard tries to get a Turbo Man off this, Santa who's Jim Belushi, John Belushi's brother. He basically runs these people who dress as Santa, who are basically con artists. So they had like a really cheap version of the Turbo Man toy, and like basically they have a big fight scene, and it's just hilarious seeing all these Santas together. There's Santa with like candy cane nunchucks and whatever, and one of the Santas is played by Vern Troyer, Mini Me from Austin Powers, and another one is actually played by The Big Show, the wrestler, and yeah, that's really funny. And yeah, just the insanity of it is just so hilarious. Yeah. I will say I'm maybe not as interested in like the heart of the film. Like when it tries to be heartwarming, it's not. That's not especially what I like about it. I mean, more what I like about it is like the insanity of it. That this isn't the sort of Christmas movie that I personally watch for like really heartwarming Christmas messages. I mean, it's a really good, it's a really fun movie for Christmas. It definitely does feel very Christmassy, and it's fun to watch at Christmas time for that reason and because of the insanity. But if I wanted to see like a more heartwarming Christmas movie, I'd watch other Christmas movies. But that's me personally. So yeah, Jingle All the Way. I really do enjoy this film. Would highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's very silly, a very fun movie, and yeah, thanks for watching it, and bye.